Now, did you taste them?
Yeah, they're okay.
They are? Even, oh really? They're all good?
I think so. You try it yourself here.
Even when they have 3 leaves? Well, it's the 3 leaves that I want to check.
Oh, there's this one that has 4. Oh.
I think the bottom is the best, but I don't think it's bad.
I don't think so either. I think they're fine. There's a few.
Cool.
Okay, well, there we go.
Watch our little green bean plant there. Oh, look at this. We have a flower moving, opening up. Wow, it took it till February.
These will grow back?
No, that's okay. I'll just till it all in.
Okay.
Just be aware of that plant the whole time, every time you move over it. Yeah, these are going to be better over here. These are not as old. They're so tasty. Oh my gosh. Hi, Ian. So what do you think, Willem?
I think all good.
I think our room is getting crowded here.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it is with me. Empty space, let's fill it up. I could move this ladder for you.
Okay. I'll show you a good thing to put the salad bowl on. Just pull it.
Leanne says hi, Willem.
Hi, Leanne.
He can't see you, but he can imagine your big smile. That would be it. That was fun playing with you today, Leanne. I had a very good time. See, now I think the bottom of this is the best. The top tastes a little different, but it doesn't taste bad. Well. Oh, okay, careful. Careful, we have a bean plant here. You see this?
Let's see.
I know you're so excited to have me watching over you while you work in earnest. And this is a squash here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, take it. Another bean plant.
There's little bits of paper stuff. Yeah. Willem is the great dehydrator. He dehydrates everything. So he gets to harvest stuff. These stems are really good too, you know. These are the best part. I guess I could harvest these stems for you if you like. Cut them down as close to the ground as you can.
Yeah, that's more labor intensive. You have to not put soil in there and that's just not too much. Okay.
This is pretty cool that we've now be careful of that bean plant there. It's in your hand. It's a very stringy little bean plant, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, I think another bean plant that I have to avoid. that stuff. Okay, so this is probably okay. Alrighty then.
You want me to harvest some for you?
Yeah, sure, because it's, I can hardly get to that.
Okay, well
On
you
this end.
you watch through the camera.
Okay, there you go.
Look through the camera.
Yeah, just a minute here. I have to get out my make a. Need to go out of here. All right. There she goes.
Dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. I'm glad that you like harvesting these. I'm glad you're going to use them all, because I just can't eat them as fast as I should.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are still sprouting.
And
Yes?
you get a whole 50-pound bag or something for what, 20 bucks or so, or
Mm-hmm.
what, 40 bucks? I don't remember.
35.
It's
I don't think it's a 40-pound bag anymore, though.
it's pretty darn heavy.
Oh, okay.
It's, I think it says 20 kilogram, which would be 55 pounds or something. 50. No, it's 44 pounds, I guess. 20 kilograms. Might be 25 kilograms.
It could. See, if you look over here, you see I'm cutting them right down at the ground.
Mm-hmm.
But not in the ground, but just at the ground. Because that's the best part, is the stems. The low part of the stems. And then I don't have to compost them.
So the ones that are in this bowl, are they still okay to harvest?
Yep.
Because those were the big ones.
Well, you may find, you might want to taste them, and the top leaves are not as luscious as the bottom leaves. Bottom leaves have a real wonderful sunflowery taste. So Willem is going to dehydrate them. And then I will, who knows, you know, I think it would be kind of neat if you made pesto out of them. Not sure if that's possible, but that's an idea I just got. I have to Google it. What do you think?
Me? Well, you could dehydrate them first. At least they'll last for a while, and then you can look up, have plenty of time to look up any pesto recipes.
Well, you know, these sprouted in like 2 days. This is not very long ago that I planted these.
Hmm.
There's some seeds on top there.
I know there's seeds and there's some all sorts of other plant material, some roots. So I'll have to take them by hand, rinse them in the colander, rub them in the towel, maybe put them in the dehydrator. So I have successfully dehydrated a potato.
What did you think of it?
I think it's good. So I made the chips, the one that you almost cracked your teeth on. They're not all that tasty because I didn't add anything to it, but they store and I successfully reconstituted some of them, so they turn back into real potato stuff. So real potato slices, yeah.
So what you looking at in the camera there?
I'm looking at your. Wait, what you're doing? This, you know, the tray, and then the bowl.
Just ask you. Now, some of them, this one here doesn't look so hot. Some of them are whatever, imperfect. Thank you for doing this.
Leanna's Life says, sorry, my autoconnect kept trying to change you something. Just passing it on.
All right. This is pretty cool because the beans have grown in the meantime. I planted them both at the same time. So all those sunflower shells here will make good compost in here.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of fun gardening in these beds, you know? Thank you for bringing the dirt in and all the beds and everything for me. They aren't going to go out this year. They're going to stay in here.
Okay.
Those leaves are so tasty. These little ones.
Mm-hmm.
They're fat and succulent. All right, now we have room in here for this squash plant to grow, and I do have to get these hanging lights up on the ceiling, which is kind of scary for me.
You already have hooks there.
Well, I've only got 3 hooks, and I need them above this bed here.
Okay.
These beds over here are not going to get the same summer sun.
Right.
I'm going to have to artificially sunlight them. But when it gets to be summer, I'll take these out on the porch up here.
Okay, so Leanne says such a great idea, especially with the high prices of food.
Yeah.
And then there's Sandra Powell, Sandra on her keyboard at home.
Oh, that's a messenger thing.
Messenger, right, okay.
She's always sending me these things of her playing the piano.
Huh?
You might like to listen to them.
Okay, well, maybe so.
Okay, that bed looks pretty clean. Sort of. This bed. I'm so glad that you're going to do this. I felt bad having planted them all and raised them and then not eating them.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's something to, to try. I'm trying to be less dependent on grocery stores for food. So last year we grew a ton of Swiss chard, all out of one package of seeds. It's just everywhere. And we had some Jerusalem artichokes, or sun roots, or sun chokes, whatever you want to call them.
Jerusalem artichokes is good.
Do you use a protein in a salad? Somebody asked.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we don't eat them in a salad. We just stand here and eat them.
We stand here and eat them, yeah.
Did you come up and stand here and eat them the other day?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. I've done it a couple of times.
It's so yummy, eh?
Yeah.
We're so blessed to have them. I'm so grateful for these beds. These are Ben's fancy beds. I don't know where in the world he got them. I went to somewhere and tried to buy some, but I couldn't find anything that was like this with the reservoir underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Reservoirs are cool. So what have you got in the dehydrator now? You have potatoes in there?
Nothing.
Oh, this is perfect then.
Yeah. No, I just had a little test batch of potatoes. So basically, I ruined one potato trying to dehydrate it in the microwave because it was on the it was on the web, but it didn't really work for me. But just the dehydrator method, I think, is pretty good.
And then the year before, like last year was your year for Swiss chard, and the year before that, we grew a ton of
Green beans, I think.
Swiss chard. No, not Swiss chard. What was it called?
Green beans.
Zucchini.
Oh, zucchini. Yeah, that was. I think it was a few more. It was a few years back. Yeah.
So we've still got lots, right?
I think so. Yeah. We should look at the jars that are a few years old and start eating them, because although they're supposed to last for many years, you never know. Try to rotate the supply. Yeah, we got tons of green beans, probably a ton of zucchini, tons of Swiss chard. Those are the main crops.
And potatoes, which did not.
And potatoes.
Dehydrated.
Yeah, potatoes, but we just kept them
And you
as
did
potatoes.
Green beans too?
Green beans, yeah, I got lots of green beans left.
That you dehydrated.
Hmm?
That you dehydrated.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think this bean plant would be glad to have some room. He's been kind of squeezed out here amongst all these.
Mm-hmm.
So is this what microgreens are called?
I don't know, the microgreens I saw, and we saw that YouTube movie were really, really tightly together, and they all grew really vertical.
So they were in a jar, I guess.
They were in a sort of tray. We can look it up. But it was a special, probably some special setup there.
Well, I suppose if we had harvested them soon, they would have been.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think they were in soil. I think they were in some sort of liquid mixture or something. I don't remember.
Well, I used to grow sprouts in a jar, right? Like we always grew mung bean sprouts and alfalfa sprouts.
Nice. We still have these green trays, supposedly for sprouting. But I don't think they work very well.
Well, they do, but you have to pay attention and wash them every day, and I just don't seem to stay on one topic very long.
Okay.
But that's why we have you. Because you do.
Yeah, last year we got tons of tomatoes, and there were just too many to take care of, and we didn't. And they had a problem. They had, first of all, they were really tiny. Nancy grew them from seed, and some of them were kind of dilapidated when I put them in the ground, and for a while it didn't look like they would live, but they lived, and they grew tons and tons and tons of tomatoes, but not all of them were very good. There was some. Good evening. Is Willem going to dehydrate all those? What we see here, I am going to dehydrate. There we go. And anyway, so we got tomatoes out of it, but it had a kind of cut bad parts off, moldy parts and rotten parts, but there was still lots to eat.
Okay, so I need to get over behind this This,
And behind the ladder, yes.
behind the ladder.
Okay, you can take hold of your.
Let me just, I'll move some things first.
Okay. All right. Right, here's a T on this rung here. I'll put it away somewhere.
Oops.
This plate is any. There we go. Oops.
Oh, okay, I'm ready again.
Okay. Oh, you're ready. Okay.
See, Willem, if you hold them up from the bottom, stand them straight up,
Yeah.
and then cut them as low as you can.
Yeah. Well, I've been doing it, except I didn't dare
Okay.
cut it low, as you did.
Oh, why not?
Well, I didn't want to.
Look at how big this bean plant is.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I didn't want to mix soil with them.
Oh, well, yeah, you won't get the soil if you stay on top of all the whatever it is. It's only when you pull them out that you get the soil.
I tried not to pull. The problem is, I tried to grab a whole bunch and then you automatically pull on the one to the edge.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you gotta have a smaller handful. Now I have a squash plant there.
Ah, yes, indeed. I see it.
This is awesome that you're gonna do this. I think it would make awesome pesto. Instead of using sunflower seeds, you could use this. You'd also need to have basil. Or maybe not. Maybe you could just make a sunflower pesto. Sunflower sprout pesto. You have to try it, eh? We have to fool around with it.
So, what is the definition of a pesto?
Well, I don't know. It's
What
usually
goes in it? What is it made of?
basil and garlic and nuts.
And other spices like sunflower seeds.
Well, those,
Sprouts.
it's usually sunflower nuts is what I use. But you could probably do it with this instead of whatever. Instead of all the greenery. These squashes are from the plants, are from the squash that we grow, that we eat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I cut them in half and take out the seeds, and then I planted the seeds and we ate the squash. And you get a lot more seeds for a lot cheaper than if you buy packs of seeds.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they're not organic and all that
Well,
stuff.
you might have a hybrid. You want to buy a hybrid squash, and that's what you get. You're not sure of.
Oh well, a squash is a squash.
A squash is a squash, right? I dehydrated a piece of squash one day. It came out a little leathery. You probably would be able to dehydrate it to a powder. Something to look up on the internet.
Oh yes. Okay, so we have here our bean plant, which wants to go down there. Those are all done. Those are done. Those are done.
Okay, number one.
Oh, and these are some too. But those, I don't remember what those are called, but they're not our friends.
Oops, sorry.
is nice to have fresh food in February, eh?
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Kind of fun.
I'll try some fresh veggies anyway.
Yeah, fresh veggies.
But, the sky is the limit. You could try strawberries or something.
Well, from what? Like from strawberry seeds? Like,
Well, you just put a plant in one of those.
oh, I see.
But I guess, yeah.
If you had everbearing, but if they're only gonna be harvested once.
Yeah, that's not really.
I did plant some outside, but they didn't seem to last.
Yeah, we never have had much luck at the strawberries outside, for some reason.
You probably need to make them in a stack, like you see these tire stacks. I don't think I want to grow them in tires, so I don't think tires are very good to grow. I don't think it's.
Chemicals might not, yeah.
Kind of nice, eh? Feels good harvesting them.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like I'm doing something useful. Other than playing my Minecraft game. Hey Leanne, are you still there? I worked on our mushroom place. I put fences on both sides of both levels. There's an upper level and a lower level of my mushroom walk. I think some of these were they're bent over because they're older, right? Because I didn't harvest them when they were fresh sprouts. But if you're going to do this again, I can turn this soil over and plant another crop.
Let's see how this turns out. If we get.
Well, I'll have to plant another crop anyway because there are no more. Otherwise, what will we eat when we come up here hungry?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think our romaine is ready yet. Hi, everybody. So I guess there weren't any, I didn't plant any squash in here because these were growing.
Yeah, we haven't had much luck with squashes.
Well,
so far.
They just take a long time. I've had luck with squash. Not as good luck as I could have. I would like to have had better. But maybe because they're planted out and they're late and the ground isn't always warm enough and who knows, many reasons. They need a lot of nitrogen and they need a lot of moisture. Yeah, I guess I did plant them down there. We have had like the zucchinis worked out. Okay, I guess that was
Yeah, the zucchinis were great.
Okay.
All right?
You have them ready to go.
Okay, here's your thingamabob.
There we go. Look at that. There goes the harvest. Thank you, Willem. Oh, let me move that out of the way for you. Just don't stub your toe there. Okay, bye. Thanks for the awesome video. Let's look at this stuff in the dark. Doesn't it look good? Look at this squash plant. This is a very happy squash plant. Pumpkin, I mean. He needs to live somewhere else. But I guess he's okay for now. Doesn't look like there's much happening here. Piece of grass, and this is not a good one. Oh, wait. Yeah. I don't think that one's a good one. So, hello everybody. I'm reading all the stuff you said. Spaghetti is good instead of using spaghetti squash is good. Gosh, you guys are saying a lot of stuff and I missed it all. So what are these? These are pumpkin sprouts again. Well, these were definitely good eating. And there's a real squash in there, a pumpkin. And these are just the sprouts. Here's another pumpkin. And this one is a very big one. Oh, that's this one here. Whoa, look at these. This is one of those buttercup squash, and here's another buttercup. And look at this, look at these guys. This is all the romaine lettuces. Ha, they're gonna be great. Now what's happening over here? Looks like we have is that a ragweed? Indeed. Oh, look, and here we have some, this is good stuff. This is lamb's quarters. I believe, maybe, this is definitely lamb's quarters. And that might be, I don't know. Lamb's quarters have different, look at that, there's another one of those little mushrooms. I'm making a mushroom collection. Is this one too? No, that is a stone. How about over here? What's happening here now? Yeah, these are lamb's quarters. That one I don't think is. I think that's, oh, what's it called? I forget. So these are going to be the squashes too. And look at this guy. This is a Jerusalem artichoke. Yes, didn't they? Look at that. They like to be fed good old-fashioned water. There's not, oh look, there's roots down in there. Oh, something's growing in it too. That looks like a tomato seed, doesn't it? Huh, a hydroponic tomato. How about that? Is there any water in there? Can't really see anything in there. This one has some. Little bits of things are floating about. So let me see what you're all saying. You like my mess? Isn't it amazing how quickly I can completely mess up a room? I remember one time I cleaned my house and somebody said, just keep it that way. Well, then I spent all my day cleaning. All right, let's plug you up. I got your IV here. I have to take you out of your case. See if I can plug you in. All right, so what's going on now, Susan? Let's turn you around. have to find out what's been said. I shall read it. Oh, it's a lot. Okay. First lull. I had fun earlier. This is Leanne. Had so much fun spending time with you. Wasn't that great playing Minecraft together? That's nice of Willem. So he's saying work smarter, not harder. That's right. Yes, he wanted to cut them off. But he was cutting too many at once, and so he couldn't get them down low enough. So they are harvesting to freeze some and then eat some too. Yes, so, well, you could do it. The sunflower seeds don't need windows. They don't need light. You can do it on a cookie sheet and a paper towel. Just put a handful of sunflower seeds. It's so simple. Well, those were not 2 days old now. Those were now like a few days old. But they sprout like in a day or two. See, now what you could do is just you could use, if in order to sprout them, you put them on a cookie sheet, put a wet paper towel, put them on. You could put another wet paper towel on top, but then you have to get rid of the paper towel. Or you could put a piece of cellophane over it. And then it'll lift up the cellophane as it grows, and that acts as a greenhouse. But you only need that if your house is really dry. All right, so what else has been going on here? Then you could move it for sun or shade. Yes, that's right. Or you could just get one of those lights and hang a light over it. And a rack is good, like for drying things. If you take like a rack and you hang it over some heat source, and you can hang things from the rack or put them on there. Yes, and the food prices are going up. But you know, I went to the store the other day and I didn't see any of the prices of what I buy had gone up. So we don't use them in a salad, but you can. I just eat them here. So you used to teach crafts online, Temmie. That's cool. So what did you teach? Oh, you didn't have a YouTube channel. Yes, my hair is very long, but you know it's very thin now. I just can't believe how thin it is. All of my hair used to be in one clip, and now, I mean, it's just so thin. I mean, that doesn't mean a lot to you guys because it probably doesn't look thick to you, but it was thicker than anything anybody had. And it's getting long, but it's really weak at the bottom. I'm so tempted to cut all that narrow stuff off, but I also want to see how long my hair will get. You go to primary on Monday? What does that mean? Oh, your primary care provider? Let me go back up here and keep going. So what is wrong, Susan? You have, you need a sleep apnea thing? I have one of them. Oh, and mine has been recalled because there's this black something inside it, some kind of a plastic that is decomposing. And so little bits, I looked in it and I saw little pieces of black in there. So I took the hose off and I put a stocking, like a hose stocking over it, hosiery, and I put it back on. And so it's now filtering. Anything that comes through is going to get stuck on that sock. So hi, Susie Q and Temmie and Susan and Leanne. And seeing you with the scissors reminds me I need a good new sharp hair. Well, you know what? Just cut some sandpaper. Just get a piece of sandpaper and cut it with your scissors. Isn't this cool that Willem is doing all that for me? Hi, Ellen. You had lots of tomatoes last year. A lot of our tomatoes got blossom end rot. Not used to a nighttime chat. Well, you know, I just thought I would, you know, in case anybody out there was feeling like they wanted to do something other than what they were doing. Your tomato plants all died, and the ones from the store have been tasting like water. Interesting, eh? Hi, you know, Susan, I did message you guys. I just sent out a messenger thing before I went on saying I was going online. So your blood pressure's wonky today. Now who said that? That was Susie Q. Oh, Temmie, your blood pressure is wonky. Okay. So sorry about that. Be careful. Keep a check on it. Blood pressure is really low today, Temmie. 94/61. I was very tired. Mine is usually like 80/60, or at least it always was. When I got big, it became 120/70 or 80 or something like that. That's my normal, but earlier it was 165/101. That doesn't sound good. So when you make pesto, would you make pesto with these sprouts? And how would you do it? You would do it like they were when they're raw, right? And you mix it with garlic and maybe a touch of lemon and some sunflower seeds and grind it all up in the blender and then freeze it. You know, I think that now that we're getting older, people that had diabetes that had it when they were young or younger, and it was just, you know, whatever problem it was. But now, when you get older, then you get things like the infections in your feet and you lose your feet and your fingertips and yuck. You're gonna have salads in a jar? Good idea. Yeah, Willem just sliced them, and they were young enough that they didn't have a lot of seeds in them, so he just sliced them and dehydrated them as discs. And they were so crunchy. They taste good as a snack, but you can't eat too many of them. You know, one or two is good, but after that, then they start to feel like you're eating squishy squash, which is sort of, I don't know, it's different. Your blood sugars are doing better. I love squash. Spaghetti is good instead of using pasta. Especially since COVID, it's been worse. I gotta go for a sleep study next week. I kept breathing during my sleep. Yeah, me too. I'm playing now and listening. I'll be praying for you. Yes, dear Heavenly Father, please bless Temmie and Susan and Leanne and everybody else that's watching these videos, that whatever health problems that they have, that they may be able to find strength in thee, and the doctors may be able to do what is possible, and that they will have joy and feel thy presence in their lives. And if it's thy will that they get better, that thou wilt take away the disease and all the trouble that it causes. And this we pray in Jesus Christ's name. Amen. There we go. Comes and goes throughout my life, but Doc said I may need oxygen at night too. You mean oxygen or just air? You know what I've been doing? I have my apnea machine in the window, right on the windowsill. It's a wide windowsill. And I open the window a crack, and then I get this really cold air that comes in, and I'm breathing this fresh cold air. But I tuck it down, I get down under my covers with the sheet and the comforter over top of my head, and then I nuzzle my face down into a pillow, and I put another pillow under here on my chest, and so that the air doesn't exit and make me cold, and I just love it. You'd love to get bean sprouts, mushroom, onion, garlic, celery, and carrots. So you mean like in the garden or at the grocery store? Onion, garlics. Hey, I could plant garlics in here. I have a whole bunch of garlic I never did plant. I do at night 2 to 3 liters. Is that, wait a minute, I missed some. Susan said that something. It comes and goes, but so you need oxygen and not just air. I just love, what was it, 2 or 3 liters? I forget. I can't figure that out. Oh, you mean 3-liter jars of bean sprouts? Mushroom, onion, garlic, celery, and carrots. None of those are really good for sprouts except beans, I guess. I've been in a great mood though, no depression. Hey, that's cool. I have been depressed. It has really been rough on me just this last week. But the sun came out today twice, and I got up and I went out there and walked around the house, and that was good. Anyway. I don't like to be depressed. Oh, that's your salad mix in a jar. Cannula. What is cannula? Hi, Susie Q. Scott. Hi, Timmy. It was a nice harvest. You don't do too well with apnea machine. Don't like me, but I keep trying, though. Well, you know, I stopped, my straps broke on mine. So I just put it in my face. I just put it there, and I put my face against the pillow. So I hold the pillow, and it seems to stay there all the time. But I have to keep it quiet because I don't want to wake up Willem. Every time it starts to blow air, he hears it, and he moves a little bit, and so I don't want to do that. So what is cannula? They took off the romaine. Yeah, isn't that awesome? You can make pesto with lamb's quarters. Okay. It's not a mess, it's lived in. Yes, it's very lived in. Look at this room. Everything that I could ever want to do. I could paint. I could make a basket. I could climb on that ladder and put those things in the ceiling, which I'm putting off. I could practice my violin. I could wind the bobbins for my bobbin lace, which is missing somewhere. Don't know where that went. I could put the pillows back on this chair and put it back in Maya's room. Yeah, there's many things to do if I felt like it. So you're going to the doctor on Monday, Timmy. Okay. What has gotten thin too? Oh, your hair has gotten thin too. Yes, I was admitted to the hospital for wonky blood pressure. That was on the 2nd of February. Best used fresh. Well, he's going to dehydrate this batch, but the next batch will be sprouted in 2 days. You're welcome. I like to pray. Praying is great. It's so much easier than worrying and figuring it all out. So really oxygen, eh? It's the hose apparatus for using oxygen instead of a mask. Oh, I see. Huh. Ha, I got to the bottom of it, didn't I? There we go, we're all caught up. So now I know. I'm sorry everybody's got these health issues. I'm feeling much better. And walking in Ottawa was really good for me. I have sat in that chair for a long time and done nothing. Although you guys say I do a lot. Sometimes I do a lot. I went snowshoeing. Did you get those videos, the snowshoeing videos? Was that yesterday? That was really good for me to snowshoe around out there. I didn't finish all the paths. I made one path from the road all the way around the teepee. Did I go all the way around it? I don't think I went in front of it. I think I went from the road to the stream and from the road back through the woods to the A-frame and from the A-frame along the stream and then another one from the A-frame back a different way to the the basketry hut, and then I went around that one, halfway around it, and over to the teepee. And I went inside. I like it inside. Do you like it inside my teepee? I think you did, eh? Yeah, I know they weren't live. I couldn't do live, but that was with the head cam. And so how was the picture? Like, I haven't watched them yet, but did you have a good view? The first part, I had it tilted just a little bit downward. But when I'm snowshoeing through new snow, I really have to look at the snow every moment, or else my snowshoe will go into the snow. And when it's really deep, like this was a foot deep, it was sinking in, or 10 inches. And if you don't back your foot up before you lift it up, then you bring up a whole foot of snow. So it did look good. Okay. I also, for the last one, I changed it and pushed it all the way back up so that you could see a good view. So it was all okay. I do stop and look around now and then, so that was good. And the battery worked. It was running low on battery by the time I was done. But it was really easy to do, and I didn't have to worry about it, and I didn't have to hold on to it, so I could use both my hands. So that was a good thing. You've been sick sleeping. Did you get COVID, or is this because of your blood pressure and your diabetes, your blood sugars? It's no fun to be sick, but you know, I've been sleeping a lot. I've been going to bed early, like at 7 o'clock if I don't find anything on there that I feel like watching. I've been really scanning and watching every live video or videos about this protest thing. I found it was really interesting today to watch. I saw the protests in France and the protests in Ottawa at the bridge between Ottawa, oh, from being in the hospital. Oh, that's right. You were in the hospital. How long were you in there for? That's too bad. Now, Temmie, do you have a husband at home? Rose has one that isn't very fun to play with. Like me, I have a wonderful husband, but he's usually preoccupied. He's got his chess games and his Spanish lessons, and he just never stops learning. But we've been going to this emotional resilience class, but then I dropped out on Wednesday. I didn't, but I probably needed it, you know, because well, the first one was about being worthy versus being worth your worth versus your worthiness. Worthiness and worth are a whole different thing, and to God, we are extremely worthy. We are all He does. We are His work, and His glory is to bring to pass the immortality and eternal life of man. That's us. Anyway, so I've been going to sleep early. Oh, I was going to tell you about this protest. So in France, in Paris, the police came in all decked out in riot gear with big shields, and they tear gassed everybody. Like, it was awful. And then in Detroit, the protesters on that side of the bridge, the Ambassador Bridge, which is clogged now with trucks all through it, they're just parked, which is Windsor, Ontario. And so the Windsor, Ontario, there had police from several different cities. They all came together. They made this big line at the bridge, and they just started to walk back. Every half an hour, they'd move about 6 feet or something and just kind of move people away. And, you know, you get too close to people, and people normally have a certain amount of space, you know, their circle of space. And so you don't really like people to get into your space. And so if you get that close to people, they normally back up. But, you know, so they would do it, and then they would stop and stand there for half an hour, and then they would do it again. And so they cleared a long way from the bridge. So there's this huge intersection now that's all open. And they didn't use any force. They did have snipers up on the top of the roof, but I don't think they had guns. Maybe they had some, but you couldn't see them from where they were. And see, Canada you can't bring guns into Canada. And, you know, there are guns here. There are gun crimes, but we don't have a Second Amendment where you've got the right to bear arms. We don't have any of that crap. Anyway, so, although some people might think it's not crap, but that's okay. We love you, Temmie. I love all of you guys. You guys are so nice. I have this mug I got from Charlotte, North Carolina, or not Charlotte, from Cherokee, North Carolina. Yeah, you guys with your health problems. That's why I've been making so many of these videos, because if you're sick and you want to just sit around and watch stuff, and it's February and you're depressed, you know, or if you're not depressed, it's nice to have something to watch that you like watching. And you guys like to talk to each other, which is so cool. Anyway, so in Canada, yeah. So in Detroit, they were using tear gas. And in Paris, they were using tear gas. And in Canada, I love Canada, they were just walking closer, and the guys were backing up. And they did tow away one car, and most of the people left peacefully because they were going to lose their trucking licenses otherwise. And if you get arrested, for something like this, then you might not be able to cross the border too. There's all kinds of border rules if you get arrested. Anyway, so I thought that was really interesting. And are our rights being squashed because of these mandates? Like, I think that I don't know. I never felt like I was being kept from something, or that the children not going to school, that they were being kept from something. They were being protected. I mean, you know. So I had a hard time finding U.S. news about it, except it was a little bit, you know, just briefly. But I really had to type in a search. I typed in Detroit Bridge protest or Detroit police protest, and so that's where I found the videos of them tear gassing them. That's a whole different way of life down there. You know, they have a different whole thing. Canada is always, our army has always been peacekeeping. It's not for fighting. From a cold virus. Yeah, anyway, it's I never felt like I was not free. I always felt like I was doing something good. I was helping. I wasn't going to get infected, and I wasn't going to have other people get infected, and like they said, you know, we've got 2 nurses in the family, and it's no joke in those hospitals. It's a hard thing. Anyway, I just didn't want to end up in the hospital and have that. Hi, Nanby. Yeah, anyway, but they also, you know, like they tried to register all the weapons, and people were really upset about that and how much it cost to register it and stuff like that. Did you get the bad one? It's nice to see you, Nanby. So you missed the big harvest, didn't you? We harvested the sunflower seeds. Well, maybe you were here already but didn't have a chance to speak up. Or maybe never had a feeling that you wanted to. So I think I'm going to bring those geranium plants up from downstairs. Let me show you these. Hey, that's my hand. See this geranium plant there? It has a big seed bud or flower bud on it somewhere. I can't see it. But this one over at the end, look at that. Look at that seed bud or flower thing. Isn't that cool? But that's not the right one. The one I want to show you is over here, which actually has a flower on it. Can you believe that? You know, I should probably clean this room up. Wouldn't that be something? Wow, that would be like extra special. I understand. Hey, I brought up all my little baskets that were on the microwave. I put them in the windowsill. I thought they deserved a place of honor. I should make some more of them. I really like making little birch bark baskets. And little ones are fun and they don't take up a lot of room. I should probably do something with these dandelions before we have another harvest. Those are dehydrated dandelions. Oh yes, you know what I'm going to do? I've got this clump of dandelion seeds downstairs from the from that one dandelion plant. Remember I showed you that it had bloomed? It was in the Swiss chard and had a seed pod on it. Well, Willem harvested all the Swiss chard yesterday. It was so yummy. Oh my gosh, I love Swiss chard. We had it for dinner again tonight. I think we had it yesterday too. Yes. Anyway, this seed head fell off, and so I gathered up the seeds, and I'm going to plant them. And I've never done this before, but I'm going to have little. Your cat thinks you're talking to him. The I'm going to have little dandelion sprouts. I'm going to try eating dandelion sprout leaves. By the time I find them out there in the wild in the spring, the snow has just gone away and you're not really looking for dandelions yet, and when they're edible, they're too small for me to notice. And they're mixed in with other things like grass growing where it isn't allowed. Well, I guess it's all allowed wherever it is, because that's where it grows. I think the earth does not like being naked. I think the earth is modest. She likes to cover up. And so as soon as she's made bare, she sprouts every seed she can find. Every time you turn over the soil, you get a new crop of seeds. All the seeds are there. If you took some soil from the roadside where the flowers grow, like there's always flowers along the roadside, right? All the wild flowers. If you took some soil, the seed bank there are so many seeds. That would be interesting to sift the soil and find out what seeds you get on the roadside. But you could easily do that. Last year I harvested a ton of chicory seeds, and I planted them all around the ring of the moat. That's going to be so nice. I haven't been down there for a long time because the snow is at least a foot or two deep down there, but it's melted a lot, so it could be only 10 inches deep. And then we had rain, and then it had a hard freeze. So I think if I could get over the snowbank and get in there, I might be able to snowshoe it. But as in other years, sometimes I just don't trust myself being able to go that far. But if I park my car right at the end of that lane and then walk in, at least I don't have that far to go. And I can stop by Fiddlehead Pond. I have my little shelter in there with a bench. It used to be an outhouse, which isn't anymore. Wasn't an outhouse when it was there. Or I can make it to Grandma's cottage, which used to be called the Gypsy Cabin. And I can sit in there. I have all my beautiful furniture in there, velvet rocking chairs. And I also have all of the footwear in there, all of the shoes and the boots and everything. I don't have anywhere to put it in the house. My house is too full. So I keep all that stuff down there, all the extra stuff. Okay, you gotta go. Leanne, it was fun playing Minecraft with you today. That was awesome. And I'm like trying to film it. I tried to do it again, but it wasn't doing it the next time. And I didn't do anything different. So I don't know why it works sometimes and it doesn't work other times. And I try and start the live stream. I click on manage stream, and then it wants me to manage the broadcast. And so I type all that stuff in, and then it says it won't work. But it worked the last time, and it was the only time it worked, and I did nothing different, so I don't have a clue. Bye, Leanne. Have a good sleep. Love you, dear. And plug her up. Get that IV going. Oh, my phone now. I went into the information in my phone. It says a full charge is now 89%. I guess I should just get a new battery. I don't like getting a new phone. They have this thing called a tab. Just put it on my tab. So I think my tab might be $10 a month or $20 a month. I'm not sure, but I don't know how long it is for. And I always buy the oldest phone that is still available. I always use Apple. And so the oldest one available is what I go for. But the new ones I think are going to be really expensive because lithium, is it lithium? Whatever it is that they need for it is very, very expensive. Oh, speaking of lithium, reminds me of, what's that red stuff? Silicon. So if you want to make something waterproof, I saw this really cool video today where this guy took a sheet and he made a sheet waterproof, and he did it by taking naphtha, which is like kerosene or something. He took naphtha, a quart of it, and to it he added a whole stick of silicone, you know, the squirt stick, crunch, 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 for making a bead on the edge of the bathtub or something. So he took a whole container of silicone, and I think it was a liter of naphtha. No, it was more than a liter. Maybe it was. Well, anyway, you have to watch the video. But anyway, I'll have to look at it and try it. So he mixed them together first, and then he put in the sheet and mushed it around and make sure it was all covered, and then he hung it up, and if there were any dry spots in it, he took the wet parts and he massaged them with it and, you know, twisted them together. And anyway, and so he made a sheet waterproof. So I'm thinking, you know, my tarp, what if I could make my nylon fabric that covers the teepee, what if I could waterproof it using that stuff? You'd have to put it on a roller and apply it with a roller. But it's so porous, it might just drip everywhere. Anyway, or I could just do it with sheets. There's tons of sheets at the dump. It's fun to have waterproof stuff. And it doesn't fall apart like a tarp. A tarp, the wind whips it and it breaks apart and you get little fragments everywhere and the grommets come out. Oh, and the way to tie it, you take a little pebble or a button or anything and you put it on one side of the fabric, and then from the other side you surround the fabric around it so it's coming up bulging, and then you make a slip knot on a rope and put it over there and pull it tight, and there you have, it's like a grommet. It's not going anywhere. That's a cool thing to know. Are you fascinated? Isn't it lovely hearing all these things? I think I should do a 5-minute cleanup. Like Flex Seal. I guess. I don't know what Flex Seal is. Must be an American thing. We have this red tape. It's really awesome tape. It's used for taping insulation, the plastic together. After you put insulation in and you put plastic, you put this red tape. And it's awesome, but they said I stopped somewhere at a hardware store and he'd never heard of it. Have you heard of it? Is it down there? Or is it just I was out in the woods and this country store didn't have it? I think it was somewhere in the Midwest. But I forget. So I think I'm going to tidy up for a moment. What do you think? Shall I do that? I'll unplug you so you can come with me. You must have enough power by now. Okay, let's see if we can make this look like this room is supposed to look like, shall we? Now this is probably supposed to go back there, but I want to use this ladder back there. And then there's these paintings. What if Maya comes over this weekend? All right, so paint. We've got paint comes in here. She thought she should be able to use this one too, because after all, I had it. You know, oh, you've got another one. Well, then I can make another one. Such a silly little girl. All right, so this is the one I was working on. Ta-dum, ta-dum. I think it's done. There you go. We've run out of places to put things. What is this up here for? Do I need this up here? What does it go to? I don't even know. Oh, that's where all my paints go. In the basket. And this does not go here. I think it goes in this bin. I think this is the one that is sure enough, this is that one for rug hooking stuff. I should probably hook rugs again, you know, but that probably should go there. And this should go here. And this should go here. And this, ouch, should go here. Look, the plug you up stuff thing. And I think I can get rid of this thing. I think it's not in good enough shape to keep. And I have no affinity towards it. And this goes with this. And what is this? We have a wire. Aha. Wires go over there. Okay. Oh, I won't get any on anything, Grandma. No, I won't. Oh, well. See, the chair is wrecked. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Look at all those little baby flowers. It's going to happen. And there's one here. And there's one here. And one here. Those are not so good yet. I'm going to bring up the other ones from downstairs too. All right, we'll put the broom over here. And what could be in this bag? Items. Ah, yes, this is all to do with this. And this. This is my fleece. Look, a pen. Okay, and these go in the bathroom. This is for my tea. Bathroom tea. All right, and this, we tried to blow up some helium balloons, but it didn't really work. Not sure why I've got that up here. I'll probably remember eventually. Okay, so this goes in the other room again. And I think this room is also a big disaster. Oops. Oh yeah, that's not the right one. Back here. There we go. What a mess, what a mess, what a mess. So what do we do here? Huh. There's not room in here for this chair. Well, this is the job of another day. Nice cedar bark. Oh, that's for doing the stairs, and I'm not sure what to do about that thing. And this stuff is for doing the ceiling, putting the holes in the ceiling. See how closer I am to doing it than I was before? And I guess this can go over here. and I have another one to bring up. See how my nice little baskets? These are so easy to make. And they're really pretty, aren't they? I feel so soft. That one and this one. See what a tiny piece of stuff it takes? What is this thing? That's root. And then there's another one over here. Oh yes, he's got baby Jesus in him. Hello, little baby Jesus. You can go over here. This one is in bad repair too. Maybe it should go. Goodbye, fond farewell basket. Another wire. Look, and fleece that needs to be done. We're going to sit there and do that sometime. And this was my painting outfit, which I guess can hang up somewhere. We got a hang up thing here. Yes, we'll put it on this side. There we go. This is our sacrament table. Willem blesses the sacrament for us. What's that? This is just garbage. And this one needs to be redone. I have to work on this. I was thinking of using these little ones to finish it up, but I think they're too small. There we look. It's not too bad. Well, sort of not too bad. Put this here. Have to use that Dawn soap on that, don't I? This is pumpkin seeds. I don't know why they're up here. This one says it's 80% less breakage. These were on, they were on these things and they broke off. So should I play with them or should I chuck them? Hey, I know where they should go. Should go in here with all these. I hope you didn't break your head. Oh, you're about the same as you always were. See, I've got all these little items to make things out of. Look at this. Desmond wrote his name on that. A nice little basket. I think I'll put it in the other room. And that can go downstairs. There, how's that? Much better, mucho mejor. I cut part of it, but then my thing broke. So I'll have to start over. What's in this? Nothing. Mostly broken stuff. Broken hair clip and some popcorn. Well, the popcorn could go in here. Fertilize things. Okay, there we go. This goes downstairs. And I got this because I wanted to see what was going on in Canada. Hey, look, there's the television guide. If you watch CBC television, you can watch Murdoch Mysteries, the 15th season. Let's see, what are these? These are the times. I wonder if there's Murdoch Mysteries anywhere. Do you see it? So what time is this? This is 7 o'clock. So we need CBC. CBC. Coronation Street, Family Feud, 22 minutes, Schitt's Creek, sort of, The National. Okay, so it's not on a Tuesday night. I don't know when it is on, but it's not on then. This is my stuff for my, should probably take that out of it. But anyway, it's for my violin bow. Hey, what's in here? Nothing. Look, we can take this out too then. Is there anything in it? Bits. With a little bit. With a little bit. With a little bit of bloom and luck. Okay, 3 things to go downstairs. Haha, and this goes to the bathroom. And these are 4 pens. Don't I have a pen container here somewhere? Oh yes, and these are the books I'm supposed to be reading. Why don't I read books? Read a book, Nancy. That should go down and get washed. Okay, how's that? Mucho better. I was going to put this somewhere. I'm not sure where I want it yet. It's so pretty. Resin up. Yes, should I do that? It's probably out of tune. Well, that's not too bad. Yes, indeed. Hey, I could put you in this thing. I told my husband that you are a Jane of all trades. That would be me. Uh-oh, we have porn. Remove. You would hire me what? For cleaning? I don't think so. Oops, you're looking at the wall. There we go. All right, shall we have a little music? See, did I miss anything? Sure signs of spring, 10-second tidy. Yes, well, it worked. See, it's much better. Sort of. I mean, it works. All right, let's see if we can get this violin happening. But you see, all the music I want to play are songs I don't know the tune of, so I'd have to start from the beginning and figure the tune out, and who wants to hear all that? Do you remember when I was trying to play those songs that were in that book? I had a book, it was something from Massachusetts or something. I had all these awesome jigs and reels. And they were so easy and I could play them. I need a new bow. I guess I should just order one online. I'm not an online orderer though. I always think that Amazon is, I think they're just, their shipping thing, whichever it is called, you know, like you want to buy a book from Amazon Amazon Books, which is all I ever thought they ever had. But anyway, but when I did the books, if it was an Amazon Prime book, it always was full price. It always cost so much more than a used book. Let's see. Are you a little too close there? I did well on my tiredie. Let's put you a little further away so it's not so awful. There we go. All right, let's see if we can do this. This is a little too tight. Okay. Hello, hello. How did it go? Was it worth it? How was that one? Was that just fabulous? Awesome, awesome? I suppose I should turn it just a little bit, eh? I can't play that one yet. I'll have to find that later. I like those old Western campfire songs, you know? What did you say? Nancy, love it, Nancy. I think I'm going to bed. Just can't stay awake. Okay, well, night-night. On all of the rest of you, if you feel like going to bed too, you may. I'll just play for a while. That's not bad. Okay. anyone speaking. Let's see what's happening there. I like playing. I hope it's okay for you guys. Thanks. Sweet dreams. guys are dropping off like flies, eh? I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out. It's fun. Oh, 2 left. Thanks for hanging out. My garden is really beautiful. You know, that pumpkin plant in that container is really looking healthy. I'm really pleased with that pumpkin. So what should we play now? think that needs practice. Oh, I come. Oh, we got a low battery happening. Oops. And this poor plant. Stand upright and let's get this onto low power mode again. I'll just check and see what you've been saying. I didn't realize you knew so many tunes. Go Tell Aunt Rhody, A Midnight Clear. I love that one, Midnight Clear. Good night, Susan. I've been playing around for a while. Trying to do a good job, but you know, they all take work. Now, where's that? What's another one of those old-timey ones? Oh, I like this one. I had another one in my head, but it's gone. But where did it go? play that one. I think it's got to be too high. I don't think it's very good when it's too high. Well, look at that. We have more than 2 people again. Hello, 4 people. I'll take requests. I don't know if I'll know them. They have to be old-timey ones. But there are some good ones that are not old-timey ones. But I forget what they are. Any requests? Just check here. fix this violin first. Okay, that's better. I think that might be Swallowtail. I know Washerwoman too, but I can't remember how it starts. Well, that wasn't how it goes, but it's similar. Somewhere. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up. I'll have to practice that one. That's right up there with Oh Holy Night. Oh wait, you've got a low battery. You're going to be dying soon. How does that feel? Let's see what you've been saying. Anything? Life ain't nothing than a funny, funny riddle. How about the other chicken in the bread pan picking out dough? I don't know that one. I like John Denver though. I suppose I should plug you up. You know, you got that sort of an attitude. I can feel it in my bones. Didn't you have a plug in here somewhere? Now, how do we do it? This is the one? No, that's not the one. I thought you had a plug in here. Oh wait, it's down here. I found it. Sorry, didn't mean for you to have to be so up close and personal. Hold everything. Gotta take the gloves off for this so nobody's there anymore. That's okay, because everybody's gotta go to sleep sometime. But it's good for me to play. So I'll just keep playing away. Let's see if I can get this to work. I guess everybody went away because it wasn't working. But that's okay. See See if I can do this without hitting you in the face. So what should I play? How about taps? Getting there. I guess it's 11:30 here in my world. Hi there, one person. Well, I've been playing around for a while. We were dehydrating Willem's, my sunflower seeds. Willem is dehydrating them even as we speak. I just thought I would play the violin. But I don't know what songs I know. There used to be one, something's theme. Ludlaw's theme. How does that go? It's gone. It's in there somewhere, but I can't get it out. There's music in the kettle, there's music in the pot, there's music in me, but you can't get it out. How about My Bonnie Lies Over the Ocean? Let's see if I can figure that one out.